Sorry, dude. Can you hear me?
We're back. Yeah, I'm
All
just
right,
trying to
we're
figure out.
back. Sorry, everybody. I for some reason Zoom changed their I don't know what it is. All of a sudden, the last two Zoom meetings I've had, it's asking me that I need to upgrade if I want to go for longer than 40 minutes. I don't know. I guess I have to pay for it now. Dumb
So you have
thing.
to pay for longer than 40 minutes.
I
Okay.
guess.
All
I'm
right.
like, what a way to just ink out some extra cash, huh? There you go.
Seriously, right?
Business. But I was trying so I was talking about the lunging. So the lunging is yeah, did 10 days in a row. And when you do 10 days in a row, like you just finally get out of the like excruciatingly painful, I can't sit on the toilet feeling of lunging that far for that long. And also the 800 meters wasn't what I did at first. The first, I think almost year I did 400 meters. So one lap. And it's
Okay.
not a speed thing, it's a quality thing. So for most people, 400 meters would probably take 20 minutes or so to get around the track. And you think about like running around one lap isn't that far, but lunging is far.
Yeah, a
Um,
yard at a time. That's going to take forever.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
exactly. So did it for, I think I ended up doing it for a month. And then at that point, I was like, all right, if I can do this for a month, I can keep going. The cool thing about lunges is it doesn't matter if you're traveling for golf, if you're at the beach, at the lake, like you can always do lunges in place or like along wherever you are, right? Like if you're at a hotel, you could do it in your room, you could do it in the hallway, whatever. You get some goofy looks, but you can do them.
Sure.
And so it became this thing where it was like a non-negotiable for me of like, even if I can't get to the gym, I can at least do my lunges for 20, 30 minutes a day. So it just became this thing. And so it happened for a year. And then after a year, I was like, I'm going to bump it up. So then I turned it to 800 meters. So 2 laps instead of one. And then I did that for a full year. And so now I'm on year 3, which is crazy because I feel like I've
You did,
only been,
you, you didn't miss a day.
no, no, I have a reminder in my phone because I almost missed one not long ago. Like we traveled somewhere, we traveled home, and then I had a few drinks, which is the funniest thing. And I was like, fuck, I did not lunge this morning. It was like an early flight, and it's something got delayed, and we were just it was one of those days. So no, man, yeah, I haven't. I've done it every day, and then this year I was like, I just want to keep going. So then I added push-ups, and I don't post about it as often because it's a bunch of shit to type out. But I'm on what's the day of lunges? I'm trying to figure out. Let's see.
Have you
Today
done them yet? You have
today's
not done them yet today.
I have not done them today. Today is
Okay.
889, which is crazy. So I want to do something like if I get to 1,000, that will be cool. And then let's see, push-ups today's 160. And then I started doing these like the other thing I added was sled walk, like pulls, like walking backwards with a sled or just walking backwards. This is I actually haven't said anything about this publicly, but this is my like secret. The reason I'm doing that's not just for the sake of doing it. It's I've been and you've probably seen this. I can't remember if we ever were at the co-rec together. I am the whitest person of all time when it comes to jumping. Like I just have no ups whatsoever. And so
Really?
I just can't, I don't know why. I've just never been a guy that can jump or not know how. But doing the lunging plus the backwards walking is building muscle on the front of my knee. And so I want to be able to dunk. Like that's like what I just want to be able to like throw one dunk down. So, and I actually I can get pretty high now. Like it's been crazy only doing it for, a little over 100 days, how much higher I can jump.
Can you touch rim?
I can touch rim. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
I
the first
got to,
step.
I know
That's awesome.
exactly. Exactly.
I
But you should
honestly,
try it, man.
I'm on.
Even just
I
if you did lunges like 400 meters, dude, it would build. It's weird. It builds up strength in your glutes, in your quads, in your. Actually, the big thing for you would be interesting, and because I talked to Scott Stallings about this a little bit. Is it builds a lot of lower back strength, which I would imagine for you would be super helpful.
I would think so. That's where a
Yeah,
lot of my when I do have pain, um, it is in lower back. Do you ever follow or heard of like the knees over toes guy?
that's where I got the backwards
The
sled walk.
backward, yeah,
Yeah, do you
yeah.
follow him too?
Because I do, and like I mean I believe in a lot of stuff. I mean he is a freak athlete.
He's nuts.
I mean it's
Which is
nuts the things he can do.
have you ever watched some of his early stuff? He talks about it a lot today, but he played basketball competitively. I think he might have played in college, but then he got hurt. And after he got hurt, it was like he was like us. Like I mean, he could play, but like he couldn't really jump. He couldn't do all this stuff. And it's crazy the amount of like turnaround he's done just from doing the stuff he does, like the backward sleds and the different
Mhm.
movements he does. Yeah, that guy's nuts. He goes to show just like the normal stigma behind some of the things you do in the gym is doesn't really translate to actual,
Yeah.
ability to perform.
Yeah. Yeah. The backwards, because I guess we're always training our way, train our, forward, which is great, but like the knees over toes is the mobility and getting that full range of motion. And then going, backwards is the way we never go to strength and all those, the other way, which I mean, how many people do backward sled pulls or backward sled pulling something?
Yeah.
I haven't done it in years
Yeah, right. I
or
bought
year.
one for the garage
Yeah.
and I can't tell you how hard the first couple days you're like, what are these muscles in my legs that I've never used? Like it's so even just if I don't have time to do the sled or it's funny because I do the sled in our street, but our street is like kind of busier when it gets later in the day. So if I don't do it in the morning, I just do I throw a weight vest on and I basically just walk backwards down my driveway, like back and forth for 12 rounds. And even that, it's crazy. Like try to jog, like kind of like jog backwards with any sort of weight in your hand or weight on you. It's it's crazy how hard that is. Yeah. It works a whole different thing, man.
Might do some backward sled. I actually have a new sled area at the gym I go to in Vincent sometimes. So I might
Oh yeah.
day
Just do
one.
it.
Day one.
I want to start seeing some lunge streaks from you.
That's impressive, honestly. I don't know. It's just very admirable that you've done it for that long and not missed any days and have been that consistent. Because I guess, like you said, um, it's a non-negotiable. So you're doing it. So I've started to work with a golf coach, Josh Gregory, and he's all right, Adam, you can do this in your swing, you can do this in your swing, whatever. But this is a non-negotiable. You have this thing has to be done every time. So I like that. I love that terminology.
I do too. Yeah, that one allows you to cut out any bullshit reason that you wouldn't get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't I've done them in some funny places. I feel like if you have a couple of those in your life, you'll just end up building some resilience that you didn't realize you could do.
I 100% agree.
Sort of thing. Well, that's cool. So what's changed on that side of things for you? I think it's interesting to talk about because it seems like a lot of the guys on tour that are doing well, I've noticed it just seems like a lot of you guys are spending time outside the gym, at least what I'm seeing outside the gym, worried a lot more about health, fitness, wellness, exercise, just being fitter off the course than it seems like it probably was normal even 10 years ago when we were, high school and college.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, not getting hurt, strength, endurance, not necessarily just walking 18 holes. Everyone can pretty do that pretty easily, but like then you have to do it again tomorrow. Then you have to do
Yeah.
it again on Saturday and Sunday, and just like being able to recover, whether that's ice, physical therapist, Normatex, going to the gym and getting a flush out or flush out, whatever you call it. Just getting things moving, and that's before and after. I'm not so good at the before sometimes because when you tee off at 7:10 a.m. now
Yeah.
you're getting up so early. So I'll try and do a little something, but nothing to the extent that a lot of the guys do. But it's definitely become a part. People are hitting the ball further than they've ever hit it nowadays, and golfers are just better athletes than they used to be. I mean, there's less John Daly's. I mean, even John Daly, he is a freak athlete. Like he is so limber. Like
Is he?
most people are not that athletically gifted. You like CC Sabathia, like back in the day when he was pitching, like he was a bigger guy, and I would call him in shape. Maybe he was in baseball shape, pitching shape, but like his ability to be so um, just athletic with the pitching motion and be able to do it over and over again and not get hurt. I mean, that's just talent that he's been given that you can't really teach it. So
Mhm.
you have somebody else that isn't that talented that might not be in that great of shape. They might not be as lucky to just have that flexibility and have that just raw talent of how to move your body in a certain way where you can generate 125 130 mile an hour club head speed.
Yeah. No, that
So
makes a ton of sense. It is interesting, right? Because Tiger was like the first guy that I remember all of a sudden got jacked. And then it kind of fell off. It seemed like he was kind of an anomaly, but now it does seem like you guys are all kind of just taking it a lot more seriously, which is it's cool. I feel like you see it on the course too. Like scores,
yeah,
distances is all changing a lot.
distances for sure. The equipment's I'd say the equipment and the ball's probably done the most, but guys are just in better shape now. I mean, I've gotten better. I have lots of room to improve. So I need to use the Shane White, do this every day.
Hell
Just
yeah.
pick two things, just do them every day. Start like you said, starting small and just have one non-negotiable for 2 weeks and to see if you can do it, and
Yeah,
build
man,
off
you
of that.
should.
So
Yeah.
I always have room to improve in that area. I don't love getting in the gym. I love how I feel after I leave the gym, but
Yes.
once you're there, it's fine. It's just going is the hardest part. But I try and do something every day, whether that's, mile or 2 mile run, taking the dog, or
The dogs keep
100
us
cal on the assault bike,
oh
rowing,
hell yeah, that's
go
tough.
row 1,000 meters or something, just do something, whether it's 15 minutes, just do something.
That's all. I mean, that's the key. You got to move every day. The dogs do keep us more active. I swear. The dogs are
Yeah.
a good way to,
Yeah.
fit in activity when you don't normally have the time. What has been what's been your go-to thing? So you kind of just change it up. So you said you run, you do some things in the gym. Do you have like
Yeah.
a normal routine you're kind of following?
I do. It's basically like a 30-minute, pretty light workout, like either a run or a bike and then a row. And I've got some resistance bands. We have a little home gym set up in our garage that is fine. Not a ton of equipment. Got like a squat rack and some stuff.
Nice.
But just a lot of that. Nothing like super weight intensive. Just a lot of body weight stuff. Planks. Some hanging knee raises. A lot of pushing and pulling. Golf's
Yeah.
not overly complicated. Hinging, the hips, pushing and pulling, core strength. I mean, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to get in there and do it,
Yeah, yeah.
which is the hardest part.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Well, dude, this has been sweet. I appreciate you taking the time. I'm pumped for you. So you got the US Open in a week. And then what happens with the British? Is there a different qualifying process, or how do you get into that?
I just probably have to have another one or two good finishes, one really good finish or two pretty good finishes. I think that'll get me close. But honestly, I'm not exactly 100% positive. So
Okay.
I'm just going to play good the next couple times and see where that puts me.
Hell yeah, man. That's all you can do. One day after the other, right? Just one day on top of each other.
Start stacking days. That's right.
Where is the British Open this year? Do you know? I think where did I read this?
I should know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'd be guessing, and then I don't know.
I don't know either. That must be a weird one too. Like I was thinking about the tour in general, and then all of a sudden you have to fly overseas and play in this big European tournament. That's like this enormous event. Like I'm sure that would be nuts. I never thought about it. Like how weird that is for you guys that are traveling around the US from event to event, and then you just pop overseas.
A lot of people will go a week early and play in the Scottish Open, and then you're obviously a lot closer from Scotland.
Okay.
So I'd say that's what most of the players do, but not all. But it's a big big time change.
Yeah.
A lot of travel, jet lag, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
definitely
Oh,
matters.
what was the last question I wanted to ask you? It was around. Oh, I know what it was. What's it been like? It's been cool to see you and Tyler Duncan both doing well on tour too. So Tyler, for people who are listening, I mean, I know you guys obviously are on the same golf team at Purdue. We all went to Purdue together. And then Tyler, I mean, I always knew who Tyler was just from high school golf because he played in a school not far from me. But how's that been? It's cool to have someone that played high school golf, college golf, and now you're on tour together with.
It's been awesome, honestly. Like we're really good friends. We've been got on tour the same time. We both have been on tour. Both have lost our cards. Both have got them back. So we haven't like been one year where I've been on the web and he's been on the tour, and vice versa. So we both, this will be 5 years, and then next year we're both going to be on PGA Tour again. So it'll be 6 years, having one of your best buddies out there. So it's been really fortunate for me. He's probably helped me more than I've helped him, but it's been a blessing, honestly, to just have that good a friend out there.
Yeah, I bet, man. I mean, I didn't know you guys both lost your cards and got them back. When did that happen?
I lost mine the first year
Okay.
and went to Corn Ferry Finals and got him back. He lost his second year and went to Corn Ferry Finals. And in the last event, the last round, he shot like 65 and balled out and got it back.
I mean, so to give everyone background too, Tyler, I remember, I think it was his senior year, maybe. I'm sure you were there. It's funny because I didn't know you then, but I didn't make the finals. My team, my high school team didn't make the state finals, but one of the players on my team made it as an individual in Indiana high school state finals. So I was there watching him, and Tyler shot I think he shot a 63 at the Legends. So he shot 9 under. I remember he was like broke the course record and obviously won state. That guy he can pull some low rounds. He's nuts.
You know something crazy?
What's that?
I played with him that round
Oh, did you
at
really?
state. Yeah, I played
Oh,
with him
that's
in one
so
state.
funny. I
He
didn't
was
know
a
that.
he was a junior, and I was a freshman. Yeah, he went to Columbus North. I I got my ass beat that day by Tyler.
Wait,
So
I didn't know you
he
played with him. That's so I followed him. I followed your group for a little bit. That's so funny. What a
that was
small world.
the one time I made the cut at state. I made it my freshman year, which was his junior, and I made it my junior year and missed the cut. But yeah, it was I played with him that round because he broke the course record one state by two maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a lot of the shots from that round. Hit a lot of his shots in that round, a couple of mine, but God, he
It's
played good.
interesting thinking now. Do you think it's funny probably for you guys now that you're playing these courses you're playing and thinking back to like how hard that course felt when we were in high school? I'm sure now you guys could go back and shoot 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 under easily.
Probably it's funny. It's funny how things change, and you know your perspective and your ability and your expectations change, and you know what you expect yourself. So it's fun to. I would like to go back and play the Legend someday,
Yeah, I
just to
would
see if
too.
we remember the course.
Yeah, for sure, man. That'd be a fun one. Well, that's awesome, man. I know you got to get rolling and I appreciate it, man. I'm pumped for you. I will keep throwing down bets, keep an eye on you and see how you're doing and I hope you crush it. I'm hoping you get let's hope you win the US Open. I think that's what we need to end this on. You're going to
That's
go
right.
there, you're going to fire it up, you're going to win.
Somebody's gonna win. Might as well be me, and
Hell yeah.
we'll go give him hell. I'll try and catch that. Try and catch that top 40 for you. Try
Yeah,
not bogey the last two holes.
I appreciate it.
I owe you dinner. I owe you a boozy dinner at the very least.
I
So
think we need to do that anyway, just for old time's
absolutely.
sake. But that I was it was literally one of the funniest things. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like 40. I was like bogey for a 41. I'm like, what are the odds? Because I placed that. You have funny
Seriously.
thing. I placed that bet on Monday before the tournament. I was like, he's gonna be in the top 40. I just have this feeling he's gonna do well this week. So it was like an early bet. It wasn't even like I placed it when it was midweek. It was right there early on. I'm like, that's pretty good accuracy, though. I will say.
Had to be like a plus 350.
That sounds right. Actually, it was probably 350 or four. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
if
a
I can see
gambler,
it.
so I can play
Oh,
some
are
pretty
you?
good odds. Well, I mean, not on golf,
Yeah.
but
Good
well,
answer.
Adam Schenk kicked off the tour.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean,
No. Let's see.
I've just done it for long enough where it's probably not even I can just
Do you
you
just
can
do like
place the odds or
DraftKings?
you can guess the odds. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I do.
when I'm in Indiana, a lot of times you're traveling and you can't do it.
Okay, I
So
will be honest. I placed most of my bet was on you plus, so it was plus 500 actually, plus
okay,
500 haters.
I'm
Um,
worse than I thought.
I mean, or yeah, these guys are dumber than you thought. For top 40, and then
uh,
I actually I placed another smaller bet that you'd finish top 10. So, but I was close on the top 40. But no, betting's
well,
fun. This whole thing
it's
is
fun.
it's addicting.
It is. It's fun. It's just, I mean,
It's small little thing. Do you guys ever bet
exactly.
like do you guys on tour if you're out playing like a practice round? Do you guys ever bet? Are you guys big betters on tour?
Oh yeah,
Are you really?
yeah. Golfers are gamblers and betters. Almost all of them.
That's hilarious. So you guys just
It's
might
like poker. You can't play poker for no money. Like golf and poker, you have to play. And what are you doing if you're not? Like basketball, you can go and play a pickup basketball game for fun. You're
sure.
not, exchanging $20 after a basketball game. But
Yeah.
golf and poker, there has to be consequences.
Right. No, that
So
makes sense. What do you guys normally play for? Is it like serious money or is it just like fun?
most time it's just fun money. But like, I mean, because you're playing for a million five, 1.5 every week. So like
Yeah.
you lose 300 or 400 bucks. Like, yeah, it sucks, but like I look at it as an investment and like, all right, I got my ass kicked. I see what I need to work on now. I'm struggling with this shot or this hole. Now I can go back and work on it and get better. And that was just an investment. And now I made the cut and finished 20th and just made 80 grand. So that was a pretty good, 400 bucks turned into 80. So that was
Hell yeah.
pretty good investment. But
Oh, that's a
I
good way to
usually
look
play with
at it.
Joe.
Yeah.
I usually play with Jonas Blix. And we'll play 100 a hole or 50 a hole.
Okay. And
Because
you're
a
playing
lot
just
of
like
times you start out at 20 a hole, and then by the 10th hole, it's pressed to 100. So, like, all right, if we're going to get there, let's just start there. And then
yeah,
if you want
yeah.
to press, someone's really going to get hurt when you're playing for a couple hundred a hole. But it's all good fun. It probably all evens out in the end. But that's the way I look at like, a $400 or $500 loss, like a bad day is, hey, I got my ass kicked now. Happens all the time on a PGA tour.
Yeah.
Um, now I can go improve on this and, turn that into, bigger investment.
You know what's funny? I have never thought about this. When me and my buddies go play, I feel like we always play we'll do like the whole round, which is kind of dumb. You should do it by hole because that makes every hole more interesting.
Exactly. And then start at something where it makes it interesting rather than like making the last 4 or 5 holes the most important. Just start at $20 a hole.
Yeah.
Where, you press it. Now it's $40 a hole. So it's like, ooh, I'm not trying to lose $300 after paying for golf and drinking and buying a $35 glove. Like, this golf's already expensive. But it's all fun. It's all
that would make a lot of fun. All right, I got a new idea now for my buddies who are listening to this. This is what we're gonna do next. Well, that's awesome, man. I know you got a lot coming up, so good luck at the U.S. Open. Hopefully, we also see you in the British Open and crush the rest of the season and get into the FedEx Cup. And then when you get some downtime, we got to meet up. We got to play a little golf or not. We would just go eat and hang out.
Hanging out, come up to Chicago. My wife lived there for 5 years after school, so I love it. She loves it, and we're always wanting to get back. Especially this time of year.
Especially, it's good this time of year. If you guys come in the fall, we can go to like a Cubs game or something. I know I missed you last time when you guys were here for the Purdue game. I forget what we had going on. We had something going on. We couldn't make it downtown.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely do it, man.
No worries. Will you keep up your lunch streaks, and your streaks are really inspiring to me. And I'm sure I'm not the only person. So that's
appreciate it, man.
That's sick that you do that. And I'm gonna go do my backward sled pulls.
I love it. I'm gonna tag you in it today. I'm gonna tag you in it, and you got to start yours. Yeah, do some backwards sled pulls. Try to do 10 minutes in a row of just lunging.
Okay.
Do it one time for me. Don't do it before the U.S. Open. I don't want you to be all.
I'll do it today. That way I have time to recover.
Or just do 5 minutes. I just want to get your reaction.
I'll do 5 minutes.
To how hard. I want to know how hard you think it is or is not. I'm very curious because being a golfer and walking a lot. I'm curious, but I really do think it could help with your lower back. It could strengthen stuff. If all of a sudden you start getting 15, 20 more yards on your drive, I want to get a tag.
Get a shot at. Absolutely. I've been doing lunges. Shane White.
Come on, man.
Shane White show.
Hell yeah.
What your show's called?
Yeah, I changed it. It was Simply Finance for forever, and then it started becoming so much more than finance. So the first time I had you on, we talked a little bit more about just like the business behind golf. But I wanted to keep it a little more open-ended, like the name, just so I can get a wider variety of people on here. I felt like there's a lot, not that I was getting no's, but the name being so finance focused, it did give people kind of a preconceived notion about what we're talking about. And I always have different ideas about what we should talk about. So what's cool though, hopefully by the time you come, I'm in the basement. This is going to become a bigger office, and I'm actually putting in like a studio for the podcast with live, so we can like do it in person. And it's going to be all over here. It'll be cool. So hopefully next time you're in Chicago, you just come to the house and we can do a live one. It'd be fun. Can drink.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Doing it live.
Things suck.
Okay, let's do it live. That's amazing.
Anyway. All right, buddy. Cool, well, thanks for having me on, and we'll catch up again soon.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate it, and we'll talk soon, buddy.
Yeah. Best of luck to you guys. See ya.
Thanks. You too, man. Good luck. See ya.